All right, for the second part of segment 1 today, we are going to cover sorcery. And sorcery is when I actually read this one. Now, does that mean I understand every word and I'm ready to go with sorcerers? No, but I did read it and I kind of know how this chapter flows now.
Is it generally bad for people?
Yes. Well, it's bad
Excellent.
for the people who want to be sorcerers.
Every Conan movie and of the 2 Conan books I've read in my life, sorcery has always been worse than it's been helpful. It's been hurtful more than helpful.
Oh yeah. That's here.
Okay,
See,
good.
I'll even go so far as to say this. You know how you were telling Kevin? Well, here, let me go through my proclivities, but so we can get that out of the way, and then I'll tell you my. So we believe that role-playing games should take place in fantastic worlds like Hyboria. What is it for Conan? Next game we're covering is Hyperborea. Whatever Borea this is. There we go. Aurora Borealis. In fantastic worlds, the focus of the game should be on role-playing and having a good time. The core values of #RPGate and any good tabletop group are escapism, not representation, entertainment over activism, and natural organic inclusion, not forced diversity. Spread this around, folks. A lot of you believe it. You send me messages saying that you believe it. Well, put it out there on the twatters and on the minds and on the MeWe's and wherever you guys are. Start shouting out more #RPGate. It's coming back. It's in vogue right now. The charity we support is the Wounded Warrior Project, a national nonpartisan organization whose mission is to honor and empower wounded warriors. Please refer to the description below for the link to where you can make your hopefully tax-deductible donation. And finally, join us Thursdays and Saturdays for a very special twitch.tv/legionofmyth 30 casuals as we play multiplayer games for your mockery and enjoyment. And this is how we
50% cheating
and only 63%. The math has been done, sir. Money is that important in the game. There you go. Yeah, because on Saturday you don't cheat too much. Can you cheat? I don't even think you can cheat in that one.
No, Thursday's DDO. And
yeah, Thursday. Really you're right.
No.
Yeah, and to be fair, on Friday or Saturday, whatever day, Saturday, the cheating is only in the fact of lots of money and not having pilots that equate to the mechs that they have. Their pilots suck. They really do, because, well, they cheated their way up. And of course, here on the YouTube channel, you can watch these game-related segments where we cheat and give you all the information you need. That's right.
Yeah.
Or you can check out the Friday Night Chill stream where we don't cheat because we're all screaming about stuff. No, we're not screaming. We have a panel of guests who opine and comment and editorialize on the TTRPG hobby. And I'm sure right now you're like, oh my God, shut up about this nonsense. Get to the point of the video. So there you go. Read that. And of course, subscribe. And let's get back to the segment 1. Oh, I don't have it presented because that's weird.
Oop, not really.
Presented.
There we go.
And hide. All right, sorcery. All right, this entire first part of sorcery says sorcery bad. Okay? Then it says traditions. Basically, this is how you can learn sorcery. There you go. Whatever.
Find a witch. If she doesn't swallow your eyeballs or your soul, you may be okay.
There is kind of truth to what you said. That's the messed up thing. And we will talk a little bit about that. The sorcerer's repertoire. Wisdom. While the novice might seek out truly powerful magic, a sorcerer with any intelligence soon realizes that a fierce reputation and arcane knowledge often yields greater returns than expensive dark packs made under the full moon. This requires role-playing, and this is one of the things why I loved Dragonlance for Dungeons & Dragons, and I really get irked by dungeon masters who run low magic worlds and don't incorporate something like this. It's also why, got to be honest with you, I kind of don't like high magic worlds. For me personally, I mean, I don't care that other people play, but because I like that mystery. I remember one of the lines in Dragonlance Chronicles, I think it was like, oh, I remember the exact verbiage, but it was something like, oh, just because somebody wears a robe does not mean he's a magician. Go get him. And well, they went to get him and things happened.
He rolled snake eyes on that one.
Right. But you know what? The other 19, well, as you said, snake eyes. So the other 11 numbers he could have got would have been okay for him. Because the odds are in his favor. He just, he said.
Robes are comfy.
Yeah.
People wear them.
So if you have just enough ability or possibility of ability, that could go a long way where you don't need to be the dark sorcerer that's got like a tail and 3 eyeballs and fingers that are webbed together and so forth. By the way, that can happen in this game too.
Awesome.
Where all that, because who cares? I don't care if I'm cursed by the strong guy or the guy who's just accidentally dicking around with it. Either way, I'm cursed. So can we not do any of it? That'd be cool. So wisdom is the art of understanding the limits of knowledge and when to be silent and listen and when to allow others to answer questions they dare not ask. It's far better for the sorcerer to subtly cultivate a reputation for sorcerer's knowledge than it is to display raw power and by extension to indicate where that knowledge and power ends. And I get it, in a level-based game like Dungeons and Dragons, it can be hard to present this, but I'm telling you, I don't care what game I'm playing. It could be a science fiction game. It could be Conan. It could be D&D. This paragraph should be in every single book on magic. Heck, doesn't Mage have something similar to this written into it?
Yes, it does. The whole idea of less is more. You give a little bit and you hint that there's so much more power beyond that you don't deserve to even see it, let alone know about it. And then you are held in high regard. You're revered. People fear you, love you, want to be with you, want to be like you, all that stuff. And then there's the guy who just goes full out all the time. Yeah, he makes a big mess, kills a lot of folk, but now you know exactly where he's at. You know his level. You know the range of his abilities, the power of his abilities, and you can make plans accordingly. But the other guy, the quiet guy that throws out, free cantrips here and there for funsies and stuff, you don't know his true power level. There's no planning for him. He's a wild card. Stay a wild card.
I'm going to bring up Dragonlance again. Remember the first time that Raceland threw a fireball? And I think it was Sturm was like, when the hell did you learn how to do that? And he's like, I don't need to tell you.
I think he was taken over momentarily by Fist and Daedalus.
I thought maybe. I thought that was when they were down at Icewall, but I thought it was to show the progression that he leveled from 4 to 5
at the time, right?
Yeah. It's Chronicles.
Red robes don't have access to evocation spells. He was taken over by Fist and Daedalus. So he was casting black robe spells at the time.
Okay. That makes sense. But I just remember the argument between him and I think it was Sturm, might have been his brother Carmen, where he's like, when did you learn how to do that?
He didn't want to talk about it because it was fucking embarrassing.
But still, I don't have to tell you.
Remember it. He didn't remember doing it because he wasn't in control. He wasn't driving.
All right, alchemy and craft. The alchemy skill can be used by the uninitiated to create bronze and steel, to craft crude lenses, or identify metal from the color of a flame. Here we go. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, I don't have my thing at the bottom of the screen. Now I do. When a sorcerer turns to alchemy, powerful effects known as petty enchantments. I love the word powerful next to petty. Become possible. Each petty enchantment is a formula that the sorcerer has learned and mastered, an individual talent for the alchemy skill. So you remember how talents work? If not, well, we have like 3 weeks ago, I think we covered that.
Yeah.
Some sorcerers choose to exclusively specialize in these works, progressing along this path rather than that of pure sorcery, because they kind of see that sorcery path is like, ooh.
Yeah, the sorcery path ends in thorns and bad feelings and all that stuff.
Petty enchantments are typically spell-like effects imbued into an object or a substance. This creation will display magic effects, qualities that are not truly magical in nature but are based on the rude science of the age.
Do you think they meant crude there?
Either way, I think it's
I don't see science as being rather pleasant or rude. I don't.
I see rude and crude in that context as being the same thing. I think I've heard that before, but
okay.
You might be right. Maybe it is a typo. The craft skill allows a sorcerer to bind petty enchantments into a form for ease of delivery. The most common delivery is that of a glass ball.
Yeah.
Holding the enchantment safe from the very air. However, as sorcerers are ingenious and varied in their inventions, as well as their resources, there can be no exhaustive list. All right, let's scroll down. The alchemy skill can be used by any character, even one who is not a sorcerer. Most of these petty enchantments found in markets are produced by practicing alchemists such as these, content to produce such items for trade rather than for the pursuit of enlightenment or greater power. The enlightenment is the fact that you didn't seek out the greater power. I'm just saying.
Hey, we haven't gotten there yet.
Fair.
Calm down. No, people don't know. It's like, oh, power sounds better. Well, we haven't gotten there.
Oh, the book says that too. Any character with the alchemy skill can take. Sorry, I lost my line here. Oh, any character with the alchemy skill can make any commercially available petty enchantment. These substances and trinkets are substantially weaker when compared to the wares produced by a true sorcerer. Okay, we don't need to keep reading that because I want to get to what they can make. Oh, sorry, I do have to read Persuade. I was going to skip it, but I just realized no, there's an important part in there for game mechanics. Once a sorcerer's nature is known, a convincing threat or boast can be more than enough to enforce the sorcerer's will. This goes back to what we were talking about a moment ago.
Yeah.
And can diffuse threats before they are acted upon. While the Persuade skill is not a prerequisite for sorcery, the skill itself is invaluable to anyone who wishes to follow that path. With Persuade and a suitable demonstration, a sorcerer can live like royalty while at the same time marshaling vast resources for a great conjuration. This is role-playing that will require a relatively decent game master and a relatively decent player who is trying to rationalize everything and justify stuff, but playing a character who we'll just say is, taking a little extra on the side. Or, you know what? My magic is powerful. I need to be paid in gems and gold for this. I pulled a rabbit out of a hat. You don't know what he can do. That rabbit might be the Vorpal rabbit. Sorcerers are oft willing to attach themselves to the retinues of wealthy nobles and courts, depending on others to support their magical efforts. You've heard of OPM, right?
Yeah.
Other people's money?
Yep. Use it when necessary.
Exactly. Many a sorcerer stirred the ambitions of would-be kings or queens by assuring them that the portents are good for an attempt at insurrection or revolution. Yeah, it's like, I don't know if I would do that, sire. The rabble. They're becoming dangerous, and I foresee bad portents to you. But I can help you out for just a small price of $39.99. So, animal handling and survival. No, what's that?
Skip it.
There is a part in here. I don't remember exactly what sentence it is, but there's a part in here that kind of explains why it's important.
Everyone can talk to horses. Shut up. Go on.
Well, it's more than that. It talks about how they live on the outskirts of society.
Okay. Shamans. Great. Okay.
Well,
petty enchantment. Sweet.
A petty enchantment is any good or substance produced by the alchemy skill, which we already said. Yep. They are not intrinsically magical. All right, here we go. Petty enchantments are created by taking various ingredients in the proper ratios and producing spectacular effects. By the way, one of the reasons why I focused on what I did in the equipment section is because I had read this section. I'm like, okay, now we're going to see it put into practice. The ingredients themselves need not be unobtainable, and many are quite common, but it is the knowledge of how to combine them that is rare. Generally, all but the rarest ingredients may be purchased, as with other acquisitions between adventures. These ingredients must then be refined by the alchemist. So you take the time to refine it. That's why it's done mostly while you're not adventuring. Having procured the desired ingredient, the alchemist must make an alchemy test to convert the components into a petty enchantment. So right now we're talking generally about we get some stuff and we mix it together and what? Normally, the construction of a petty enchantment is achieved during downtime. Yeah, I said that. With the alchemist recording the enchantments which have been... Is there anything above that? I don't think so.
Conjured.
Conjured. However, alchemists are often clever individuals who plan well in advance. So game masters may prefer to allow the optional rule regarding ingredients presented in ingredients below, which I'm not looking at. Unless otherwise, okay, there's all that. This is the sentence I wanted. Unless otherwise stated, all petty enchantments use one ingredient in the construction.
Okay, so that's for all you people who at the end of a game you collect your money. How many petty enchantments do you want? Well, one per ingredient.
Right.
There you go.
And this term ingredient is very similar to when we were talking about money above, as in 1 gold and 1 resource. It's not defined. Nope. It's just an ingredient. Yep. You pay for an ingredient.
The ingredient is the resource.
Yes.
You either have to gather it or you have to buy it. Therefore, it has intrinsic value. and that's what you're using.
It's abstract. When necessary, I don't normally do the sidebar, but unfortunately it's here. When necessary, the game master can require the character to perform an average D1 alchemy test modified by conditions if the availability of special ingredients is needed, or when ingredients are scarce. This is a way that game masters can kind of limit, like, look, man, you know what you need to make this happen? You need some aloe vera, and you're not in aloe vera land, but it can grow everywhere. I know, but so it's just difficulty 1, but you got to roll.
Guess what? We're in a rocky crag in moss covered Ireland. There's no aloe here. Sorry, man. Or you need a lily of the whatever, and we're in a desert. So sorry, dude. I mean, you might have a noble who has a garden that has lilies in it, but if you want to buy that, it's going to cost a lot.
Yes. And again, it's a way of also helping the sorcerer know that what you do isn't for everybody. Yes, most of the ingredients are normal, but you still need a cockatrice eye or some nonsense, you know? And that's where the ingredient aspect comes in. So as this finishes up here, the game master and players alike, however, are encouraged to describe ingredients in as narrative a fashion as desired, while the actual ingredients remain generic and abstract. Some people hate both sides of this, and I don't understand that disconnect. I like that I'm doing one resource, or in this case, what is it? One ingredient, but I get to describe it how I want. I pull out one of my books of magical herbs behind me that I have for games like this. The game master doesn't have to think about what goes in there. I just page through like, oh, I need this leaf, or I need, this item. And it's great. It allows me to add more narrative action to it without, thinking about it.
It also gives the choice of, you don't want to deal with all the specifics. It's an ingredient. It's a generic ingredient widget.
Let's move on.
How many widgets do you need? There you go. There's your ingredient widgets. You can make your thing if you don't want to deal with it.
Exactly.
Personally, I would only deal with it if you were in some kind of far off or foreign land. Then I would deal with specific ingredients not being available. But if you learn to make this petty enchantment in Hyboria, and you are still in Hyboria, you can get it. That's fine.
And you could have a replacement. Like this one says here, a pinch of crushed mother of pearl. Well, maybe there is a replacement for it based on the faith or whatever of this land. Like you can do so many things with this in a narrative style. So don't be thrown off by the abstract style. You can still add that in your narrative side. Just understand that for the purposes of your character sheet, it's an ingredient. So, and I finished this. Well, you said, no, I do want to read this because talks about what it could be. And then, but for all practical intents and purposes, the alchemical preparation simply requires 6 ingredients. This is what you called it up here, but it's 6 ingredients. If the ingredient cost is not specified, it costs 1 ingredient. There we go. That's how you put these things together. So what are some things that you can make? Well, let's just look at the first one. Exploding powder. Everybody likes to explode, right?
Yeah.
A single hand.
Awesome.
What's that?
Gunpowder.
Yeah. A single handful of exploding powder is enough to cause a bright flash and an angry bang. Not just your normal bang, but it's angry.
It's angry bang. Yeah, you're going to feel that.
but as more powerful mixtures require the chief components to be cajoled into existence by volcanic heat and mixed with purified, Baroud powder is. Exploding powder can be made significantly stronger. Exploding powder has many different recipes, and the difficulty of manufacturing is relative to its explosive force. So let's just look down here. Here's explosive.
Sure, there's going to be a chart. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So, flash paper. It doesn't even. Well, I guess it technically could hurt somebody. Wow, flash paper can hurt somebody. I've actually used flash paper in real life. Maybe mine.
I've used flash paper too. Held it in my fingers till it burned completely away.
Yep.
It didn't even feel hot. Really, it was gone too fast.
So flash paper apparently can do 2 dice of damage. Now, theoretically, you might not roll any damage on those dice. So I guess we rolled well. Yeah. But that's difficulty 0. There you go. You made it. Now you go up to that large explosive, strength devastating, epic D5. Oh, that does 7 dice of damage. You're hurting some folks.
But the effects are all the same: area effect and fearsome. Yeah. And I imagine fearsome puts the fear of God in all the little peasants.
Yes. I didn't look it up, but I'm sure it's not Doom. What do they call it?
psychological harm.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's the psychological stuff. Thanks, the mental damage.
Mental damage.
But all of these charts for all the things that you can make are in charts. But there's one I want to read. It's because we kind of talked about it before. We spoiled it in the previous video.
Reinforced fabric. Oh, this is where the armor comes in. I'm glad you stopped here. This is great. Why is this loincloth so powerful? Here we go.
Here we go. By mixing the juice, I don't know if it's pronounced upa or upas. I'm pronouncing the S because I'm American. By mixing the juice of the upas tree into cloth, rope, or the fabric beneath regular armor, a clever alchemist can create reinforced fabric, increasing the regular protections of simple steel, even granting a degree of added protection to common cloth. A rope made of the hair of dead women might be made. What?
Okay. Hey, that's the best kind, right?
Sure. Might be made into incredible tensile strength. The resin must be reinforced whenever the armor degrades. So whenever, oh my God, next page. Oh, still more charts. A craft test is made to repair armor. A similar alchemy test must also be made. So, there's that drawback.
You have to have a special seamstress doing your armor. She has to have craft and alchemy talents.
Now, no ingredients are used during such repair unless the test has failed.
Oh.
At which point, the full cost must be paid to re-enhance the armor location. So roll well.
That's fine. Now, what does it do?
So is it up above? Reinforced fabric. There you go.
No.
So we're not going to look at the glass. We're here at the reinforced fabric. I'll zoom in on it more since it's a small chart.
It doesn't help me with what it does.
So hit location. Well, it depends. If you put it on torso armor, requires for. It doesn't say.
Yeah, see, doesn't help me yet.
Hold on, no, I think it was at the end. It was here. In the ingredients listed on the table are required per +1 of additional armor soak.
Oh, so you can stack and stack and stack.
Well, the maximum soak the armor can provide is +2.
You can stack. So that loincloth can literally have 2 soak for your groin.
Yeah.
Or your loin.
Plus whatever that leather
plus whatever the cheetah skin or whatever you're doing. I'm sure it is technically animal hide, so that'd be 1 at least. So 3. That's great. I'll put that all over. Spray paint that on me. I'm good.
Well, it has to go under something. So
no, I cannot have a shirt spray painted on me.
It's illegal in Conan. No shirts.
How the weightlifters in competitions have the spray tans. Do that, but with alchemical stuff. Like, put it all right here underneath, right here. There you go. Yeah, get my back. There you go.
It's like sunscreen and
2 armor. Nice.
All right, let's you get the idea here. Let's go to sorcery.
Beautiful.
All right. We're going to spend a bit of time talking about this chart. Now, you remember how talent charts work, right?
Yes.
Remember how most of them are usually 3? Well, this one isn't.
Much more.
This one's 2. It's 2. Well, you can go down both of them, but there's 2.
Yeah, you can go down both ways. It's like a back door.
Yeah. Notice a couple of the names here. Like, I don't know, barter your soul.
That's not great.
Yeah.
Life eternal sounds great. Probably bad. Probably tastes like poop.
It's chocolate covered poop.
Chocolate covered poop. That's awesome. Everlasting sorcery. Yeah. Curse. Oh, of course. Yeah, sure. Why not?
So, sorcery is a mixed discipline of spells and practice in dealing with occult forces.
Sure.
The description of sorcery in Chapter 3, Skills and Talents, covered the rudiments of the ability but did not go into depth. This section expands the roster of sorcery talents. All right, let's go over here. It talks about actually, I should read that. For example, by combining the everlasting sorcery and the summon a horror spell, horror spell's banish effect, so those 2 together, a magical glyph could be placed upon a sword, capable of banishing a demonic entity. Everlasting sorcery is like permanence.
Sure.
And summon a horror's, and the banish effect from the summon a horror spell
makes this sword permanently able to banish horrors.
Yes.
Sweet.
By mixing the curse talent with form of a beast, a sorcerer can turn someone else into a monster or animal.
Oh, look at that.
Well,
You're
notice
cursed by being a mouse or a
and
frog.
notice
Or
it's
newt.
way down on the bottom
Yeah,
here.
it's on the end. Yeah. That's that's the old craggly looking witch. Do not mess with the old craggly looking witch. Now, to be fair, I've heard stories in the Conan world that old craggly looking witch can sometimes look like a not so craggly looking babe. So you got to watch your P's and Q's or you're going to be a newt.
Combining everlasting sorcery with atavistic voyage, a sorcerer might strike at another soul directly, destroying it in the
Oh.
spirit plane.
That's not great, right?
I don't know. I mean, how are the gods in this world? I know Conan yelled at a god.
Yeah. And you know what? Crom apparently responds to bravado and calling him a bastard or some such. Oh, you got balls. All right, I'll help you out.
So let's start at the top. How do you get involved in sorcery? Well, you have to start with patron.
Patron.
Tomato, tomato.
No, it's pretty much tomato.
Uh,
Patronage.
there we go. What do you need? Sorcery expertise 1. So remember, sorcery is a skill.
Just sorcery skill. Or sorcery talent.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Through luck or skill, you have persuaded well, I say patron, he says patron, to teach you the occult arts and which means other, by the way, in French. I don't know why they put French in this game.
Why they put French in here, I have no idea. Why put such a weakling language in your book? I don't understand. But
well, somebody's going to fall to sorcery. Science of the sorcerer. You may learn petty enchantment talents and gain 1 talent in 1 petty enchantment. So you need this. Basically, you need somebody to teach you how to do this.
Sure.
And the beginning of this chapter that I skipped really goes into that more. It wasn't important, but you need somebody to teach you this stuff.
Oh, now you may also now take the sorcerer talent.
Remember, that's different.
Not the sorcery.
Yes. Good catch. Because this threw me off at first because I was reading them the same. It's like, oh, no, they're not the same. It's sorcery skill, sorcerer talent.
Right. It's like in the D20 Star Wars. You have to have the force of, the I am able to access the force ability before you can learn force powers.
Yes.
You have to be able to be in tune with the force before you can do anything, or else you're screwed. So yeah, you have to have them both, but you get one first.
So let's look at our talent list. Oh, right after that, I only have 1 option. Yep, I guess I now can take sorcerer.
Yep.
So what is sorcerer?
So the cool thing is that once you take patron, you get to make a petty enchantment.
Mm-hmm.
That'll get you by until you become a full-blood sorcerer later on.
Yeah. Hey, you can now make your armored underwear.
Yes. And you can make a lot of money doing it. Because there is a lot of people running around in their underwear in this world, and they want to protect their junk. You're gonna make money hand over fist.
So sorcerer, you have to have patron talent. Let's see, I said it right for you, or the nice way, I guess. But you also need sorcery expertise 2. So you have to have leveled it up again.
Sure.
Your eyes are open to the horrible realities of the cosmos. That is
that turned really fast. That went south real quick.
In case all the other verbiage in here didn't say, this might not be what you want to do. Here, you took that first step. You dipped your toe in the water. It hurt, but you're like, this isn't so bad. Now, cool. So, okay, you're not getting this. So let's help you out here. The horrible realities of the cosmos. Gain 1 spell. Oh, look at that. And reduce your resolve permanently by 2 combat dice.
So it could be anywhere from 0 to 4 points.
Yes.
I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to roll those dice.
And resolve, that's your mental sanity, basically.
Yeah. This is very Cthulhu-esque.
Oh, yeah. Well, remember, Howard and Lovecraft, they conversed. So right off the bat, you're not even down the line here.
No,
you just
you're
stepped
step
in.
2. You're at step 2, and already it's talking about how horrible you are, and you become instantly shook, permanently shook by learning these things. You learned about the cosmos, and you're like, oh, damn it. Life is bad.
You could always end there, just saying.
Yeah, just stop. Just stop, dude. Like, okay, I looked into the abyss, I blinked, I'm
It looked
leaving.
back.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick. Are you gonna go enduring or
We're gonna go.
pact?
You know what? If I really wanted to embrace the darkness, I'm sure I would go full on pact. But no.
Okay.
We are gonna try and keep ourselves on the side of not so much light, but twilight, and we're gonna go enduring.
Poor heathen dog.
Why was that bad? Is that a bad choice?
All right. Prerequisite sorcerer. Maximum ranks you can have, and this is 3.
Okay.
By tying your character's spells to the ephemera of the mortal world, you've begun learning how to give them breath. With this talent, all of your spells and petty enchantments gain 1 extra momentum to be used solely for the spell's duration. Yeah, that's pretty good. So that means you're adding duration to the spell.
Okay.
All right, nothing too horrible yet.
No. That's fine. That's fine. That has utility. We're good. No horrible demons, suckling on my butthole. I'm good. You know what? Let's keep going. Let's go
Enchanter? Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Let's keep going.
Keep going down this path. You have learned to bind spells into treasures.
Outstanding.
Every success or momentum stored requires 1 offering and a single named treasure of value equal to the total momentum of the spell. These offerings can be any item of portable wealth such as jewels, golden statuettes, or similarly valuable objects. Weapons, armor, and the like are never counted as offerings.
Oh, wait. But
adornments on such items can be added to them to fulfill the function.
The beautiful jewel in the hilt can be the enchanted thing. Okay. We're there.
The named treasure must be something of relative fame and uniqueness, with a specific name or names. This is very Earthdawn-like now, right?
Sure, yeah.
It is known by, and might even be considered an item of legendary, coveted by many. Legendary, there we go.
Item of legend.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, it should be an item of legend,
yeah.
Which is why I read it wrong. But preparing this spell is a minor action.
Okay.
Needing only a rudimentary understanding of sorcery. Of course, because you only have, this is a lie. It says sorcery expertise 1, but to get to this point, you have to have 2.
You need to have 2. So, but apparently you only need 1. Shut up, dude.
The spell is otherwise a normal spell, and the treasure becomes non-magical once the spell is cast. So it's like an item with a charge in it.
Oh, it's a 1 charge. Okay.
Discovering whether an item or person has been enchanted is a challenging difficulty 2 sorcery test for the character with this talent. This difficulty is increased to dire, difficulty 4 for those who do not have the talent.
Okay, so if you have sorcery at all, you can try. It's just difficulty 4. But if you have enchanting, it's only difficulty 2.
So far you're going down a good path, huh?
Yeah, so far this is great. I mean, I don't like the fact that it's only a 1-shot gun, but whatever. Hey, you know what? A heal spell in a necklace. I'm hurt real bad. It pops off, and I'm good. That has a lot of utility. I like it. You know what? Let's make it permanent. Let's go to everlasting sorcery. I want my flaming sword from Thundar the Barbarian. Hit me, Max. What do we got?
All right. Well, you've pretty much got it.
Sweet.
Except for you must permanently sacrifice 1 fortune point.
That is not cool. Not cool, dude.
In order to house a spell within an inanimate vessel. The cost for doing this is 10 times. I love the end of this. By the way, I've read this already. I love the end of this. The cost for doing this is 10 times that a regular enchantment, both offerings and treasure.
Wow, that was already expensive before.
Preparing the spell is a minor action, needing only a rudimentary understanding of sorcery.
Again, lies.
He's 1. Yep. Once invoked, the spell uses its momentum as decided by the caster preparing the vessel. The spell can be invoked once per scene. That's it. Just once per scene.
Okay.
Although there is no limit to the number of spells a vessel might contain, assuming you have made the requisite fortune point sacrifices.
So, okay. So you can load 5 spells into a single item, but you'll never be able to use any fortune dice again. Ever. Is that worth it? No. No, it's not. It's not even worth spending 1. Now, you know what? Maybe it's worth spending 1 for like a ring of like everlasting healing. What once per scene, you get some kind of healing spell cast on you. I could dig that. You know what? That might be worth 1 permanent fortune point, but almost anything else, man, no. No.
Are you ready for the curse?
Are you
gonna finish your
everlasting sorcery was almost a bust. So curse has to save us. Has
well,
to
you can get
day.
to curse from 2 different.
Yes.
You can get from both. So curse is the end. All right, what's curse? Okay.
There it is. Oh, crap. Snake eyes right off the bat.
You must permanently sacrifice 1 fortune point to house a spell within a living creature. So what's the difference? The first one is an item. This is in a person. You're cursing.
Now, so far, that sentence doesn't mean it's bad.
I cannot wait to read the end of this. Oh, wait, is this the one? Oh, hold on. Is this the one? Oh, this isn't the one. Oh, damn it. We'll have to go. I have to read one from the other path because it's funny.
Okay.
Anyway, to house a spell within a living creature, usually to inflict some negative effect or condition upon the desired subject of the spell, right?
Usually, not always. Not always. Okay.
The resource cost for doing this is 20 times that of a regular petty enchantment.
My God.
So if you need
a regular petty enchantment, not a regular enchantment. Okay. That's better.
Yeah, so if you need, say, 3 ingredients to make the enchantment, well, now you need 60.
Yeah, you know what? It's still cheaper than like 20 giant gems. So,
maybe.
Okay.
You must have a trigger that will activate the spell's effects, which may cost additional momentum. The amount of momentum should be determined by the game master based on how subjective or narrow the focus the trigger is. The more specific, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. For example, when the moon turns full, it is specific, but it is general and predictable with no human intervention whatsoever, so it costs no extra momentum. Okay. A trigger such as when the name Aktur Ashmal is spoken would be an easily controllable event and could cost as much as 3 additional momentum. Once the curse's effects are complete or have otherwise passed, the spell is done.
Okay. So it's not even permanent yet? It's just onesie, go?
Well, it does its thing.
It does its thing.
If that doesn't kill the person, yeah, he made, you messed him up for a while, you made him go blind.
No, I mean, like, when the moon is full, I thought there was werewolf time, you know?
Well, so once the curse effect are complete, well, if you make somebody blind, the spell is done. The spell has run its course.
The blindness is permanent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like at least that's the way I read it. So.
Okay. All right.
Again,
that is way too expensive. That is way too expensive. I would definitely stop at tier 3. Tier 4 and 5, not worth it.
Crafty, answer me a question, please. Is there a way to regain these fortune points back? Do they come back when the spell is over? Can I buy fortune points? Yada, yada. Or am I stuck with 5 spells my entire career?
No, 5 permanent spells or 5 curses.
Yeah. 5. Fair. You're right.
Yeah.
For clarification. Let me find, while he's typing that in, let me find the one I wanted to read for you. There's Bard of Your Soul. You didn't go down that path. Enchanter Enduring. Is it Life Eternal? Nope. Where is it?
Well, no. Let's just go down the path of the bad guys.
Well, I want to get
Pact.
through this.
That's the next one.
Fine. We'll look at Pact. Okay, maximum ranks. So prerequisite sorcerer, maximum ranks 2 per sorcerer. Your character selects a second teacher.
Okay.
This is a permanent addition, a new master that must be kept appeased. There's a bonus for this, though.
Okay.
In return for such appeasement, the sorcerer teaches you 1 spell or petty enchantment. Oh, now you get another spell. Because remember, that whole time before, you had a spell.
1.
What's he say?
Doesn't come back. Not worth it.
Wow, yeah, that is not worth it at all.
Not worth it.
The sorcerer can be your patron, whatever. But your patron will only enter into 1 pact, not the usual 2. After the pact has been taken twice with a particular sorcerer, there is little else you can offer that the sorcerer and thus you I'm sorry, that you can offer the sorcerer. Thus, you must seek another if you wish to learn additional ranks.
Okay,
can,
okay, I get
You
it.
can take this
have
multiple times.
ranks. Right. You can have 2 ranks, which means you can get up to 2 other spells. So a total of 3 if you do 2 packs.
Yeah, and you can keep doing that. The problem is you might find 2 that are against each other, and you have to start dealing with that, and you have to appease them, and you have to, do their bidding.
Yes,
you want them
master.
to teach you stuff.
Yes, master. I love you, master. And I stab you in the back.
All right, let's go up to the next one.
Wait. No. Is can you just kill him?
So life eternal.
Learn what you can and do,
I'm sure you
the
could.
Sith route and just kill him when you're done with him.
Sure. I mean, it doesn't say you can't. Let's put it that way. I mean, once you get what you need, you usually just bail anyway, right?
No, I'm not. Well, no. If you bail, then he can come after you. If you kill him, you're free.
Oh, fair.
I mean, we're already going down the evil path, right? Why go halvesies?
Well, it does say there's upkeep in here. So, you know what? It doesn't say you can't do it, but here's the thing. You have an upkeep. So if I kill him, do I get the benefit of that pact? I mean, I'm not going to lose a spell I already learned, right?
Well, can you go to page 290, see what the upkeep is?
178 there.
I mean, I'm trying to help players play the game, all right? Don't hate the player, hate the game.
So 297. Group together, destination, upkeep, with a thievery mercenary, blah, blah, blah. Wax and wane. Okay, that's just inter paragraph. Okay, here we go. Upkeep isn't just food and lodgings. It encompasses anything and everything that allow the player character to maintain the existence to which he's accustomed. In upkeep, your player characters can perform routine and mundane daily tasks, such as cleaning weapons. Okay, at the start of carousing.
No. This whole upkeep seems to be just you spend your downtime doing tasks for him. It's just behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, and all player characters must spend a number of gold equal to 3 plus the character's social standing.
He's dead.
Okay.
He's dead.
What did I say? 178? Crap, I already forgot what page I was on. Close enough. This is what I wanted to get to. The human sacrifice.
Oh, we're almost there. We're after pact. What comes after pact?
I don't know. What page am I supposed to be on? Counter, list of spells. Name of spell. Okay, we didn't look at spells yet, so we're
No,
up
we
here.
haven't done spells yet.
After pact, I think, was the eternal thing, right?
There we go.
Oh, barter your soul. Sorry.
Barter your soul. That sounds really, really wholesome.
Barter your soul. You have to have pact before then.
Well, yeah.
Do you like this resolve? By entering the dark forces, your patron introduces you to your patron's own fellow lords. Okay, so hey, by the way, this is Beelzebub. So good you two can meet. What's that?
He's my boss. Now he's your boss's boss.
Right? Yeah. The rituals involved are harrowing and sanity destroying, but ultimately rich in knowledge. Gain 1 spell.
Great.
Reduce your character's resolve permanently by X plus 2 dice, where X is the total number of spells you will know once you gain an additional spell from the bargain.
Okay, so if you have your initial spell plus 2 packs plus this, that's 4 plus 2. That is -6 resolve. Yeah. Nah, I'm good.
Yes,
Keep the algebra in your pocket.
So, barter your soul can be taken multiple times.
Pass.
Representing multiple deals to supernatural entities, selling your soul piecemeal, or selling fealty in the afterlife.
Super pass. Nope.
In terms of millennia of servitude.
Yeah.
How many spells do you want?
I'm gonna say no on that, dog.
Okay, for 3 spells, and we'll just say that your life now is we'll give you 60 more years. You only owe me 3,000 years of servitude.
Only? That's great.
You started, it's 2100. You started 900 BC.
Negative Ghost Rider. The pattern is full.
And finally, life eternal.
Life eternal. That's, hey, you know what? That gets around the afterlife pact, huh?
Oh, does it?
This could be a good deal.
Let's find out.
All right.
You may petition the scribes of your dark masters, beseeching them to disregard your mortal form, sparing you the chastisement of time and the degradation of the self and soul. You will not die, no matter how old you get or how many injuries you suffer.
Oh. These
hurts will affect you. You will feel them just as much and they will heal as normal. If your body is completely destroyed, you will be an insensate, unmoving, unending presence. A fate only spared to you if you have the astral wandering spell. If you are killed,
That on the list.
Yeah, it's like, oh, cool. I can't die. Well, you can't die unless you're killed.
No. You cannot die even when you turn to paste.
But you don't have a body anymore. Good job.
No, you do. It's just paste. So your existence as paste is eternal. Good job.
It is rumored that some have bargained for eternal youth as well, drinking life deeply from victims ensnared in dark rituals. For some sorcerers, seeking out the means of learning this talent is a sole ambition of their enfeebled immortality.
Okay, now scroll back up. How many levels can you take of this?
Oh,
Life eternal?
it doesn't say, so it's a one-time deal.
Yep. Okay. That turned south. That turned pear-shaped real fast. Real fast. You still age. You still suffer all of your wounds. They only heal up to the point where a human would heal. And after about 150 years, you're going to be so invalid as to you wish you would die and suffer your 3,000 years of servitude, but you can't.
Because at least you know that'll end.
Yeah, at least you know that has an end time. And that is objectively horrible. Horrible.
So do you remember in Palladium when we covered that, the PPE death of a bunch of babies is pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see what it is in Conan.
What can you use them for? I mean, is it worth it?
Well, we'll see it here.
Okay.
Many sorcerers are dangerously insane.
Oh, I wonder why. We just read it. We know why.
As human sacrifice is required to empower some of the more powerful spells. We haven't read spells yet.
There yet, but okay.
If a sorcerer practices ritual human sacrifice, the sacrifice grants 1 momentum to the casting of the spell.
Each sacrifice only grants 1 momentum.
Oh,
God,
it gets better.
Exchange rate in heavens or hell. Sucks.
It gets worse. It gets worse. For every order of magnitude involved in the sacrifice, thus a spell requiring 1 sacrifice will gain an additional momentum if 10 sacrifices are made.
All right.
So to get 2 momentum, you need to kill.
Hang on. Let me get this straight. 1 sacrifice is 1 momentum. To get another one, you need 10 to get 2. To get another one, total of 3, you need 111 total.
Well, 100. Because you're getting 3 at one time. It's it's getting a strict order of magnitude. So magnitude
and 4 momentum, you need 1,000 sacrifices.
Yes. Yep.
To get 5 momentum, you need 10,000 sacrifices. To get 6 momentum, you need 100,000 sacrifices.
Yeah, this keeps going.
There's not enough people in the world for me to think this is worth it.
Magnitude increases, as Heathnug just said, by a factor of 10, with 1 sacrifice needed for 1 magnitude, 10 for 2, 100 for 3. For example, Nitakari, a Stygian priestess of Set. See, remember when I said before that, that whole Set thing?
Yeah, I just want a day pass.
What's that?
I just want a day pass.
There you go. And a powerful sorceress in her own right is determined to use the spell Summon a Horror. Bringing forth a demon from the outer dark to do her bidding.
Sounds great.
She knows that the particular demon she seeks to call, Shadgala, is quite powerful and require a human sacrifice to even appear, above and beyond the requirements of the spell. So Nitakari arranges for 10 slaves to be ritually sacrificed during the spell's casting. Whereas only 1 is actually demanded. She's going above and beyond. She's a go-getter.
Yeah. Freaking butt kisser.
As 10 slaves is 1 order of magnitude greater than 1. Nitakari gains 1 bonus momentum, which she plans to use to bind the demon, Shadgala, to her will.
Good luck.
Well, I mean, she's got that momentum, right?
It's 1.
Sacrificing human beings to fuel sorcery is inherently evil.
No kidding.
Thanks. And the
that was a shocker. I didn't know that.
And the game master should feel free to add the equivalent number of points to the doom pool.
Oh, come on. I've already sold my soul. I got all this horribleness happening and you're getting doom. This is insult to injury here.
Right. And to simulate the side effects of such baleful magic with ill effects upon the casters. Example of these effects might be any of the following. 2 additional doom for each point of momentum earned. So you killed 100 people, got 3 momentum and 6 doom.
No, 2 dice of additional doom for each momentum
yeah.
earned.
Good catch.
So if you got 3, that's 6 dice. So it's possible 12 doom.
Yeah. Well, it's also possible 0 doom, right?
Possible 0 doom. Unlikely, but possible 0 doom. Yes.
Good catch. Good catch on that. 2 additional resolve loss. You don't have any anyway.
Yeah, you've already by this point you've lost 27. I don't know where you're getting resolve. What happens when you get 0 resolve?
You know, I don't know.
I don't know either. But apparently these sorcerers know.
Premature aging at the rate of 1 combat die years per point of momentum earned. You know, she looks 65, right? She's actually only 30, man.
Yeah.
Minor deformity or physical affliction. That's where the fun stuff comes.
Yeah, minor. Sure. Yeah, I'm not going to think it's minor.
I have cat's eyes. What's the problem? And a non-player character suffers a strange and obviously unnatural disease. So not only did you kill 10 people.
Now you have magic herpes.
I got magic herpes. All right, let's look at a couple of spells real quickly and call this chapter over.
This is a bad time. Counter magic. Here you go. This is the only.
No, counter magic is this simple. Do you have the same spell that's being cast at you, and do you see it being cast?
Never mind. Worthless. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm going to let you pick 2 spells. Here they are. List of spells. Not a lot of them.
Nope, there aren't a lot.
But I'll zoom in and I'll scroll slowly so that that you can see them and you can pick 2.
Astral Wandering. We already know what that is. Atavistic Voyage. Atavistic is what projecting in the past for looking for heroes and stuff like that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Commune with the Wild, don't care. Dismember, that's 1.
Okay, Dismember. We'll get to 177.
Enslave sounds good. We're gonna put a pin in that.
Okay.
Favor of the Gods grants a spell of God's favor the utilization. Okay. Form of the Beast, Fury of the Elements, Haunt the Mind, Placate the Dead. Nah, we don't care about the dead. Raising up the dead. That's put a pin in that. Summon a horror. No, we already know how that's going to go. Venom on the wind. Intense force of weather or harm or hinder a foe. Okay, we're going to pick. Scroll back up. We're going to pick Dismember and Favor of the Gods.
Oh, interesting. Okay, you weren't going to go with Enslave?
No. It was too close to get. It was too close.
Okay. 172, so 5 pages down. So 184. Okay. I didn't see these spells. Hey, where'd these spells come from? 17. Wait, was it
alternate effects?
Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, you might be right. Okay, so that's Atavistic Voyage.
Yeah, if you, the spell has different uses depending on how you want to do it. It has, okay. It has sub spells. All right. Dismember.
So, Dismember. Average is difficulty 1. All right. Its duration is 1 attack, and it only costs 1 resolve to learn.
God, this is Cthulhu. Jesus. All right.
By pulling on the strands of fate, you can force violent injuries to manifest in your enemies. Well, I hope they better be violent with that cost.
I don't want sissy baby fluffy kitty injuries. I want violent. Yeah.
A successful casting of this spell allows you to cause 4 combat dice of physical damage with the piercing 3 quality. That beats soak.
What armor, bitch? Nope.
Yeah, that beats soak. As a ranged attack with a range of close. So anybody in your zone, if you remember.
Into your close zone, yeah.
If Dismember kills your target, it is so vivid a death that it inflicts 4 combat dice of mental damage with the vicious 2
quality. Oh my god!
On all creatures within close range of the victim.
Yeah, they're covered in their buddy. That's got to do something to the brain pan.
The following are sample uses of Dismember. Then we'll look at the chart below. I will take your heart.
Kalima.
Difficulty is 5, so
Okay.
Includes Dismember, Wound of Sorcery, and Overwhelming Agony. Okay, so is this like a rote from Mage?
I guess. You have to have all those things?
Seems like it.
I don't know.
But with this spell, you can reach out, clutch your hand. As you do so, your target's heart is grasp and crush. Isn't there an Earth Dawn spell just like this?
Yeah.
If the attack is
to be fair, in a lot of literature and movies.
Oh yeah.
There's an effect where you grab someone's heart and crush it.
Oh no, I'm not saying like as it plagiarized. I'm saying like the effect, like Earthdawn likes these kind of effects too. Like if the attack is lethal, the heart is pulled free from its cage of muscle and bone, flying across the intervening space and landing with a hideous wet slap into your outstretched hand.
Wow. Thank you for the visual.
Love it. Love it. I love
Close
it.
attack, 4 dice, intense,
Yeah,
piercing 3, and vicious 2. So because it's intense, it's possibility of double vicious. Which is my favorite kind of vicious.
It's like, I will take your heart. Get over here. This isn't even Kali Ma, because at least he had to reach in for that one.
Yeah, you got to be at touch range. You got to be grapple range to do Kali Ma. This is another level. Those guys were amateurs.
All right, well, now let's see what No Door Can Bar My Path can do, because this doesn't sound anything close to Dismember, but let's see.
No,
Daunting, so it's a difficulty 3, so it's easier than stealing somebody's heart.
Well, fair.
It includes target, the inanimate, and brutal force. Okay. The material world is of no consequence to you, and with this spell successfully cast, you can lightly push or brush aside any. Oh, it's knock. It's the knock spell. Closed or not, locked or otherwise. This is a close attack requiring touch or nearly so, and does 6 combat dice, piercing 3. So good luck with that armor door. It affects inanimate objects only. Yeah, you. Poof. All right, what's going on?
Okay, it's a knock spell. Yeah, it's a knock spell.
It's a very violent knock spell, but
it's very flashy. Dismember momentum spends.
Yeah, let's zoom in on these 2 charts. So let's just pick this one. Lingering pain. For 1 momentum, the physical damage gains persistency 1 quality. So that's
keeps going. Keeps going an extra round.
Overwhelming agony. Wow. What's
overwhelming agony?
Alternative effect.
Damage gains the intense quality. Oh, there's some more vicious.
So these are looking above. These are the this mortal clay. You may grant 1 bonus momentum to any character using the healing skill with expertise 1.
Okay, so it's got a good side.
Yeah,
it's got like reverse dismember, like remember, or whatever reverse dismember is.
Violence solves everything. Ask a question, Crafty. This is for you. Can you use it to blow apart armor and send the guy in flying as a side effect?
It specifically says doors in the spell.
Yeah. Well, no, it specifically said inanimate objects.
Hang on. No, keep looking. It says you can lightly push or brush aside any door, closed or not, locked or otherwise. It affects if you had a door made of living people, it wouldn't work. And you know what? I'm not putting that past this game.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. What was the other spell you wanted to look at? I forgot. Oh, it's something about the gods.
Yeah. Favor of the gods.
Favor of the gods. Okay. That looks like it's enslaved.
You might have to search for it.
Oh, so it's below the chart. Okay. Favor of the gods.
There we go.
Okay. Difficulty 1 plus the difficulty of the spell. Duration special. Gods work on their own time, right?
Fair.
Oh, it's 0 to learn the spell. But it's 1 resolve to cast.
Oh, boo.
A prepared sorcerer is a living sorcerer. Hey, I know that first sentence right there is something you can.
Yeah, I resonate with that. Yeah.
Casting Favor of the Gods costs 1 fortune point.
At least it's not permanent. This
fortune point allows you to give a spell to the gods, trusting in their divine judgment to deliver that spell when the time is right.
I'm a hard pass on that, dog. I don't trust anyone with my life, God or not.
Such a time happens, the spell is activated and directed at whatever target and set of conditions your patron deity sees fit to act against. Not you.
It's all to him. Nah, pass.
You must choose another spell or spells that will be the actual spell whose effects will be felt. Okay. That's
The second spell can be invoked as a free action. So you get to double spell?
As a representative of the divine, the game master can cause these spells to manifest any. Yeah, we see that. I want to look up here to the chart though. Favor of God momentum spends. Holds a second spell ready. The difficulty 1. You can do that with momentum. Yeah.
Sweet.
Reduce the resolve cost. Hey, there you go.
Hey, reduce. How about reduce by 1? How about reduce by all? Oh wait, actually 1 is all. Yeah.
And spend momentum.
Divine.
Yeah, and this one just adds momentum to the specific spell spent.
Okay. Alternative effects. Sacred Sight. No, Sacred Sight. That sounds cool.
Okay. I was
This
going to look at
effect can be
calming the
used
flock.
to determine whether a complex enchantment is active or to detect enchanted items and places. These effects cost no resolve. Oh, okay. So you can use this if you have momentum. You're remember to see if something is enchanted.
It's difficulty 2.
difficulty 4, right? I mean,
Well,
if you don't have the enchant object, it's difficulty 4 if you just have sorcery. But if you have this spell, it's difficulty 1. You need to spend a momentum to get this effect, but you can see it.
But remember, you start with that crafting even before you can become a sorcerer.
Yeah, but it depends on which path you went to see if you have the higher enchantment thing.
So, calming the flock is daunting 4 and combines fortune, favors the bold, and companions. Calming the flock is a powerful effect, often used as a smokescreen for other activities. With this spell, you may attempt to manipulate a large group of people into acting in a calm manner. Calm down, folks. Despite any strange occurrence. Hey, this just smoke dragon that, coming out here and breathing fire and murdering people. Shh, calm down.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Don't worry. It's not going to come into town. It's just having a tantrum. I already sent someone out to take the thorn out of its claw. Everything's fine. Don't worry.
Actually, this might not be Oh, this isn't even. I'm reading the wrong. This damn charts are in the wrong spot. Sorry, I'm reading the wrong spell. Anyway, but what spell is that actually? Enslave. That's for the enslaved
spell. Yeah,
okay.
Enslave.
All right, let's move. I think that's actually all we want to talk about for this.
Yeah, that's fine. There are very, very few spells that don't have calamitous effects on you. Either learning the spell or using the spell is going to swiftly drain you of resolve.
Which one's the undead?
Your resolve, I don't know what happens, but I'm pretty sure it's not good.
Which one's the undead?
Ooh, you know what? That's a hard call.
Summon a horror. I think that was it. I wasn't going to go through that. I didn't care to go through that. I think you guys get the idea. Yeah, that's it. Okay, you guys get the idea of sorcery.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Actually, you know what? Just to help everyone, go back to the table of contents and find resolve.
I wanted to look at this.
No. She's too many clothes on. Go back to the table of contents. Find resolve.
Let me go down to the index because I looked it up yesterday.
Okay, index is fine. We're gonna see what happens when you get to no resolve. That's what I want to know. Because as a sorcerer, this is a pretty good chance it's going to happen.
I have to wait. Okay, there we go. Resolve. There's 44 and 122. I think it was on 122.
Okay.
Which is like 129, I think. 129. Morale. Yeah. Mental damage. Recovering. A character recovers all lost stress.
Resolve. Resolve represents a character's determination. Well, a character's recovers all recovering. Oh, scroll up a little bit. A little more. Top of the page. Thank you. Ability to handle stress. 2 kinds of soak, courage, and morale. Oh, okay. Resolve is your mental damage. So if you have 0 resolve, you cannot take any mental damage without taking trauma. You immediately take trauma.
Which are harms, as we were talking about.
Which is mental harm.
Yep.
So whenever you take any mental damage at all, it's going to be trauma. If you have 0 resolve. So you can still live. You can still exist with 0 resolve. And good news, everyone. Once you have 0 resolve, you don't care about losing resolve anymore.
Here we go. So resolve. Soaked, harm. Recovery. I thought I thought we read examples of the harm, but of the trauma. But I don't want to go back and look at that chapter again.
But look at mental damage.
Which page is that?
I don't know. That's physical damage.
Damage types.
It should be around there.
It's probably after mental damage. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, that's where we were. Covering. I thought there was a chart. I could be wrong, but I thought there was a chart for types of mental damage or whatever. But anyway,
no.
So yeah, sorcery is not something fun to play with.
No,
it's fun to talk about. But do you have chat to talk about?
Oh yeah. Crafty says, I got it. That's what it is.
Okay, so there we go. That's all the chat. So
No, I got more. I didn't start it, but it's here. So what's the point of resolve? Resolve is the same thing as stress. It's it's kind of like the buffer you have between you and actual damage. You're bobbing, you're weaving, you're taking scrapes, you're taking small cuts, bruises, whatever. But once you tire out, once you accumulate enough stress, or you go through it, you go through enough stress, or you go through all your resolve, you get either physically or mentally tired, and now the hits are striking true. Now you're taking actual damage that is much harder to heal, rather than just resting up and getting your breath back. So if you have 0 resolve, every single little tiny mental damage, a 5-year-old calling you a doo-doo head is going to cause you trauma, legitimate mental trauma. And that's not a way to live. You can live that way. It's not important. It's not a good way to live.
I did want to put this up for Heathen Dog.
Go for it.
There are talents to get permanent resolve back that you lost from learning spells.
Okay, well, I'm not going to waste talents. If once I get to 0, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
There you go.
So why would I want it back? I still have to worry about it. Let's see. Oh yeah, Omanal says you can create multiple effects with a single spell. That's what we figured. Yeah. In the book of Skelos, but it's not in this main book, which means we're not talking about it. Oh wait, no resolve, no soak. No. False. According to the book and what we've read, resolve is kind of like temporary hit points, and soak is like armor. Mental soak is courage,
yeah, morale,
and artificial mental soak is morale. So you can still have courage and have no resolve. The damage has to get through your courage. It'll immediately get through your resolve because you don't have any, and then go into trauma, which is mental harm. So I would stock up on the courage. If I were a sorcerer, just get really brave. That way, everything just bounces off. That little 5-year-old will not call me a poo-poo head, and I won't take it personal. Because I'm a courageous man, not afraid of a 5-year-old.
So what are your final thoughts about Conan 2D20?
I didn't realize sorcery was going to be as horrible as Mythos magic in Call of Cthulhu. It is. It is as horrible. There is almost no way to do it and not be screwed. I mean, there is a path. I see the path. It is a winding path. It is fraught with danger, but there is a way to navigate yourself without aligning yourself with any dark powers, without getting horrible deformities, without rapidly aging yourself, without doing all that. There's a way to do it. But if you're facing a guy that doesn't care, he's probably going to whoop the floor with you if you face him one-on-one. He's going to whoop your butt. It's going to be bad. You're going to end up being chunky salsa on your friends.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I go one step further in this. I don't think it should even be in the book.
Well, it has to be in the book for NPCs for the flavor.
Well, yeah,
of the world.
it should be in the game master section. This shouldn't even. This is something that shouldn't even be available for the players. And it's not that I don't like sorcery. You know me, I like magic and games. I even like some of the classes, going back to like the Palladium thing, that I think can be interesting, even with their little dark twists. This is a step too far. This is what you have to do to get it. And again, somebody can put out there, no, crafty, whatever. Oh no, in this source book, we're not talking about this. I'm playing, I'm going to run Conan straight out of the book. And no.
I wouldn't do it. But I can see how it can be done. You only go maximum of 3 down the list, and you take the right side of those talents, and you go maximum down to 3, because after that it starts getting real bad, no matter what side you're on. And then you just put more points into the skill. You go 1 spell, maybe 2, because now we know each spell can be divided off into several sub spells. So 1 or 2 spells is fine. And you dump everything else into petty enchantments because those are recreatable, those are effective every time, and they don't cost you any sanity, and they don't cost you any deformities, so you can use them all the time. There is a path. It's just not a path of power. It's a path of versatility.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
you're
see that.
going for. You're weaker in a fight than the warrior, no matter what. But with sorcery taken halfway down the path, you can be much more versatile than someone who has no sorcery at all. You have a Swiss
Yeah,
Army knife,
and some of it
whereas
requires role
he has a
playing.
machete. I'm useful in more situations. You're much more useful in a couple.
So what about 2d20, not 2d20, but Conan 2d20 as a whole?
Conan, the book is poorly written. It takes at least 2, possibly 3 reads through a section to actually get it, which well-written books only take 1. I mean, if as a general rule, if you are a game publisher and you have someone of average intelligence read a section, if they don't get it in the first pass, like at least understand the concepts in the first pass, rewrite it.
And
You
you
made
can
a
only
mistake.
know that by questioning them, not listening. Oh yeah, I get that. No.
No, you have to question them because they're gonna lie. All right, because they're gonna think you're not gonna pay them. So you have to question them. If they don't get it in the first pass, rewrite it until they do, or until someone else does, because you can't make the other person do it one time again. So they didn't do that, and so it's poorly written. But once you get it, I believe that Conan has not only good gameplay. I'm still not sold on the momentum doom fortune thing, but well, I'm sorry, fortune doom thing. I like momentum, but fortune and doom I don't like. But with the good gameplay plus the flavor of the world, how the effects are represented. Oh my God, it's very, very theater of the mind fun. I mean, all the sorcery stuff is very visceral and very in your face, and all of the special effects, quality and otherwise, of damaging weapons or healing stuff is very, very cinematic. I like that because it puts it directly into your head.
It's vivid.
It is, yeah, exactly. It is vivid, and it is so in your face that it cannot be misinterpreted. So everyone has the same image. I like that. Everyone's going to be on the same page because it's so over the top. I like it.
There's I'm of a mixed mind in this one. I think that it does what it is intended to do well. Unfortunately, it's not my style, and that's what it comes. So my negativity, other than the momentum thing, because I'm with Ethan Dog on the momentum thing. It's just not my style of game. It is a game that is meant for 2 to 3 players. A game master is not meant for a group of 6 or 7 party members. It's meant to be 2 to 3 players. High action. And look, I don't want to repeat everything Heathen Dog said, so I'll just kind of go with that. I think it captures all of that well. And if that's what you want, especially in the modern day, we don't get together with 8 people anymore for some reason. In that regard, I would say Conan 2D20, whether you're running it purely Conan or you just want to have a small group with a game system that plays well, yeah, you can't really go wrong with it. Take the time to learn it, understand it. You can't go wrong with it. I am turned off by how momentum works. Well, no. It's not momentum itself. It's the meta game between, or the mini game between the game master and the players. That's what turns me off. But outside of that, I like the way it's presented. I like the way, same thing I said about Mutant Chronicles. I think it fits its role. Although for me, I'd rather do Mutant Chronicles than Conan 2D20.
You know what? After playing Conan 2D20 2 or 3 times, it will be just as understandable and understood as Mutant Chronicles is on the first pass.
Well, no, for me, it's the setting. I'm not as interested in this kind of setting. Like Mutant Chronicles,
okay.
I gravitate more towards that. than I do towards this. I'm more of a, I'd hate to use the word high fantasy because I'm more low fantasy, but I'm not a pulpy type player. Like that's just not my thing. So
Okay, I like the flavor. I really do.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I like Call of Cthulhu and Beyond the Supernatural and stuff like that. So, in investigative pulpy nonsense, I like it. I got a soft spot, so that appeals to me. But the whole uh everything in Conan is extreme.
Yeah.
There is no to make a middle of the road character, middle of the road adventure, middle of the road power is extremely difficult because the game's not built for that. It's built for go big or go home, bitch. That's what this game is, and I appreciate that.
Subscribe for Go Home, bitch.